Hello everyone, welcome in my knitting cave. We're in the different corner. If you're not aware, I got myself IKEA tables and I'm so happy about them. So if you're interested, go to IKEA. They were like ish €17, 160 centimeters. Welcome everyone who's watching me. My name is Barbara, I live in Ireland. I'm a Polish girl who likes to knit in her free time. This is a podcast about knitting, my adventures, my projects, and I'll be talking about work in progress, finished objects, and I should talk about lovely things. Giveaways. I will announce a winner for the last podcast giveaway eventually, and I give you links to some other podcasters that I've watched since the last episode. Right. I hope you had amazing holidays. We're still it's 31st of December, so today is the fun day, the party day where we can still focus and think what we've done in 2015. So I wish you the best in 2016. I'm so happy that you're here. If you see me for the first time, I would encourage you to check my channel because there's loads of other things, not only podcasts that approximately 40 minutes. I like to make short videos with my finished objects, knitted finished objects, so you can have a look what's there, and if you're a knitter you can just go through the playlist and see, maybe you get some ideas what to knit next. Let's start. First, what's on my needles? Not my cosmetic bag, by the way. This. So what's that? This is elf shoe. Right. Why elf shoe? Maybe I'll go closer to it when I'm talking about finished objects, but what's it made of? Well, this is my first one. I need to knit another one. I haven't finished this one. So what I used 100% wool, which is lime green color. And this is Kerry Woolen Nails that you can buy in Ireland. So it's a really, really nice color. I hope you can see it. Ooh, yeah. And that's going to be a shoe, elf shoe for Sebastian, for our caravan. Kind of shoes that we can use in caravan to keep our feet warm. Health first. Yeah. So what I'm using, well, I'm not following the pattern. I'm so bad in it. I should have 6.5 millimeters needles. Sorry, I don't have US ones. And it should be, I think, I'm using 6, sorry, and it should be 6.5. And a circular Knit Pro. Stay in touch. I'll probably finish in a while. And that's basically what I have. Normally when I knit, I try to knit one object and finish it, and I start another one. I would love to have an idea to start a few, but then it would be so hard for me to choose which one I should do next. Right, and guys, and New Year resolutions, I got myself this year a yarn acrylic, and I wanted to knit like a cardigan, I think, long one, but I need a pattern, idea. I'll think about it. Anyway, but that's that. Let's put it back here. Cool. Next. Well, that's all. But I have more finished objects, so I hope you will enjoy that more. So let's start. If this is not the first time that you're visiting this channel, you probably know that I try to post finished objects on videos, short, 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, and I talk more about that over there. So here I'm just going to present you things that I have, because most of the things that I've done were for Christmas presents, so they're gone. And well, at least I had a feedback that all people enjoyed them, so happy. Two first things. So in the last podcast, I knitted a hat for 2-year-old, which not really is it for 2-year-old, but even younger kids can wear that. And to be honest, the kid that got that present was younger than 2-year-old. But yeah, really like this, like the colors. I probably knit something like that in January for a cowl, blue cowl with someone. At the end, I'm going to tell you more about that. I knitted a cowl, but because it was for a boy, I figured out I'll make a flap so you can see it over there, and I really enjoyed it, and it really looks really nice. Cool. Then what I've done, I eventually had to post mini hats. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I post for some period of time. I had a phase to knit loads of small hats, and that was for the innocent big knits. So I sent it. The time was by 11th of December, and I sent it, and I say you more about it if you're interested in the video that I leave a link in the show notes to. So yeah, I knitted 30 hats, and I'm hoping to maybe knit 50. And I already started, and that's more in a while. You probably know I was on holidays. I told you that before in the last podcast. I was in the middle of creating a hat. Well, not creating. I had a challenge, basically. My nephew drew a hat for me to, well, he drew a hat for me to make a hat for him, if that makes sense. So I did. I made a hat which were too small. I had to make a bigger one, and then I did a cowl too. With a small mistake, I was able to fix it, just take the bind off and put another one. By the way, should I say cast off or bind off? How do you should say bind off or cast off? I know cast on is to getting stitches on your needle. So I thought that cast off would be like taking, so creating a nice edge. And then I thought the bind off is when you have those stitches, but you just take the thread, I don't know, you use a hook and you pull the thread through the stitches to kind of pull it, like if you want to make a hat at the end, you just pull a few stitches together. But I'm confused because now I heard that it makes the same thing, but one is English and one is American version. If you know what that's about, please let me know. Because this is my terminology, I think. I used cast on, cast off, and bind off to like take a thread through the stitches to pull it together. That's why I call it bind, BO, so bind off. Right, I completely forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. I promised you to wear a vest that my mom made, and to be honest, I have two vests. One is kind of with the cables, and this one is plain, if you can call it that way. So I'm showing you this one first. So this is a present from my mom. I think she gave it to me like a few years ago, like like a long time ago. Cool, let's talk about two other Christmas presents that I knitted. First is mittens. And that was my first ever mittens, and obviously I had to do it the way no one else does, because, yeah, no comments. So I made a shape slightly over there, so it doesn't look like a shovel. It looked more like a glove shaped mitten. Yeah, I made two, and with the mittens or anything that you need to make twice, yeah, I think I need to start making two things at the same time, whatever it is, even if I don't know the pattern, because it's too stressful for me to start a second one. It's not like that I don't want to start to another one, and I actually try to do it as soon as I remember, because otherwise I'll just forget what I've done with the first one, and normally they won't come up the same way, or whatever. So, right, and then the second present was a hat, and I made that hat with the two yarns that I didn't create a video for shopping and stuff, but I visited Limerick, because I live in Limerick, and I went to one yarn shop, and I got these. They were on sale. It's Tivoli Tweed Chunky, both tweed, which means it's a yarn with small bits around, which I thought is a really cool idea. This is kind of brownish color, lighter brownish color, and this is the grey, kind of darky grey color. So I thought there'd be really like guy colors. And for the last few giveaways, I created quite bright, fun hats. And I thought maybe it's a time to make something for, well, girls can wear that too, but guys too. And what I like about this tweed is it's really colorful, like with blues, reds, yellows. So you have loads of color going on, but it's not so that it's sparks into your eyes, if you know what I mean. So really liked it. So I made a hat for my brother-in-law with contrasting pom-pom, because as I'm aware, everyone likes pom-poms. And it's on the YouTube now, so you can definitely look up after finishing this podcast. I also had to knit another hat, which will be for the next giveaway in January with those two colors too. I went a little bit crazy and I created an extra stripe over here with blue, and I went crazy with a pom-pom and put the 3 colors into it, so it's kind of unusual. Yeah, anyway, it's the first time I made the pom-pom like that with different colors. So that's that, and that'll be for the next giveaway, so subscribe to this channel if you want to know when that's on. Cool, and as I said, we have a caravan. I know it sounds a little bit, yeah, but maybe one day I'll take you to our caravan and I make the podcast over there during the summer. So I figure out that we need some shoes over there, but you know, in caravan, the space kind of counts, and having normal shoes, it kind of takes space. So I figure out I want to knit some, the ones that you can fold and put it somewhere, hide them nicely. So I made one for myself. Everyone makes them. Danny from Little Bobbins Knits, she made one pair. Okay, Molly from I think she just knitted a pair, or she's knitting it now. I'm not sure. So I figured that I want to try it myself too. Obviously, well, I did it separately. First I knit one, and then the second one I knit another one. But I think if I had to choose, like I said, I don't have a syndrome of a second thing, but I have a syndrome that I'm kind of stressed out that everything works out, and I have a ability to forget a row, or to add something that's not in the pattern and then forget it in the second one. So yeah, if you want to see, look. I haven't created a video about it yet, so I'll tell you more how I made this, what kind of yarn I used, 2 threads, completely forgot the needles, but I think I followed the pattern the way it was written down over there, but I have my notes, and hopefully I will tell you more about it in the short videos. Cool! Now another podcaster that the last podcast I told you about is Mina from Expat Podcast. And she lately posted a free pattern on Ravelry about how to knit 2 socks at a time on the magic loop. So I tried it. I really liked it. So now I think everything whatever I'm going to knit is going to be, I'm going to use that method. It's less stressful for me. Maybe it takes longer, but at least I know that once I finished all. And I bought pattern for a fishlet kiss hill, which also I leave link down below. Quite simple, $1, I think something. And then I finished with a round toe. I just divided, I think, stitches by 8. And then I basically, 1 row I decrease, 1 row knit, 1 row decrease, until I got some 5-6 stitches-ish, and then I bind it off. So basically, pull the thread through stitches. So I like that. The yarn I got as a present, this one, from my sister. And I have loads of balls. I think I got 4 balls, 400 gram, and I never knew what to do with it. And I presume they're actually created for socks, because they're create a pattern. And the blue ones, I got it from my mum. I normally, when I visit her, I always take something from her. Hi, Mom. So, yeah. That's for Sebastian, and he got it as a Christmas present for me. That's why I still need to show you. And there's another thing that hopefully no one is going to look up. My niece has a birthday, well, had a birthday this month, and I haven't given her a present yet. And this is what I'm going to give her. It's a sheep, and I'm going to leave you a link. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a fuzzy lamp or something like that by Barbara Prime, if I remember that right. And I just got bored and I just knitted a hat and knitted sweater and some trousers with a hat with a pom-pom. It's kind of bold now, isn't it? Yeah. Need to create maybe some short video and off we go. I don't want to bore you with the lovely full of things, but I got myself, like I said, a table, so kind of decorate my knitting cave, which is the room that I store my craft stuff, if I can call it that way. And during my Holidays Less podcast, I showed you a giveaway that I got yarn, well, wool, 100% Polish wool, 2 colors which are actually presents for this giveaway. I made them into the balls, not all of them, but at least 2 skeins, and I created my first hat for the Innocent Big Knits. Just to see how the yarn reacts, how soft it is. 3.25 millimeters I used. I think you can go with the smaller one. I'm not familiar with the terminology under the DK weight, so hard for me to say, but like I said, I think you can still kind of soften 3.25, probably still be nice in 2.5, not sure about 2.25, which is, I think it's a US one, which normally makes socks with 64 stitches. Hard for me to say. So I'm quite like it, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do with it. So maybe without further ado, I'm going to announce the winner. And the last time I presented this prizes for a winner, and I told you to leave the link down below under the last podcast video and on Ravelry thread, and people did. I basically at how many people commented in Ravelry, how many people commented on the video, add this together and randomly pick a number. And the winner is Swiss Kathy from Switzerland. Congratulations, you're getting that and this. And I know you're knitted because your comment was in the thread in Ravelry, so once you knit something with it, please let me know. Maybe you will inspire me what I should do with the rest of my yarn wool. Okay, so get in touch with me. You can find me on Instagram. You can even PM me on Ravelry and give me your address, and I'll try to send it to you as soon as possible. Yay! So in regards giveaways, well, if I have something, if I buy something that I really like and I get it more, I will share that with you. And lately, like I said, I haven't got much, so hopefully during the next podcast I will come up with something. Now, the time has come to tell me what podcasters I watch. Well, I still watch the ones that you can find in show notes on my project page. So definitely go there and check it out. But to point your attention to others that I discovered and I like to listen, these are the ones. Stitching Between Pages. The host is Robin, and she's organizing a Cal in January, and because in this community I'm quite new, I've never been a part of any Cal, so I think that'll be my first one to make, because the rules are you need to have a blue yarn and you need to make something blue in January. So I got in touch and I confirm is a hat would be okay, and it is okay. So I'm going to make a blue hat. Go on show notes and check Robin's channel. I don't remember have I mentioned or not, but you definitely need to see the Knitting Broomsticks, where host is Julie, and she's also known as Vegan Julie. Congratulations, because she has her baby now. Yeah, it's so cool, so sweet. So probably you can check her podcast, and she may have a break for a while with no obvious reasons. She's a spinner, she's a knitter, she's a spinner, and see what you think about her. Third one, Hugh Loco. Hugh Loco is Nicole, who knits. She saws. She does a bit of sewing, and she dyes yarns, and she sells yarn. Beautiful yarn. And she inspired me that for the New Year resolution of 2016, I'm going to sew my first project bag. I've never done it before, and I'm going to do that. I got myself some materials already, and that's why this table. So I have sewing machine, you know, basic, and I'll try and do my best to make something, so she'll see how that goes. And I can maybe show you my materials if you're interested. So I will link that video in regards tutorial to how to sew a project bag if you're interested. So I got myself materials. They're unusual. I don't know how you call it, but it looks like a thing that you put on the table, or at least used to put on the table not to damage it while you were eating, if you know what I mean. But it's cheap, it's nice looking, and if I make a mistake, I will still regret because they're pretty, but we need to learn, right? Last but not least, I want to talk about two sisters who are crazy. Basically, I watched their last podcast and I started watching their podcast from the beginning. The same thing I did with their little bobbins knits with Danny, and I really enjoyed it. I think she had like 40 episodes of her podcast. The girls, they have I think 20 something, so we shall see how that goes. But I haven't mentioned their channel, so if you want to look it up, go to my show notes, or you can type Fairly Little. That's I think YouTube channel name, but the podcast name is Twitch and Stitch. So yeah, they're funny. Oh, anyway, if you like a bit of humor in your life and you don't mind people who enjoy knitting in a different level, you need to just go and see what they're up to. Okay, in January, Mina and one of the sisters, I need to remember the name, sorry. I know they start with Celia is one, and not Celia, but the other one, and Marsha. Celia and Marsha, two sisters. So Marsha, I think, competes with Mina from the other podcast, and they're going to have a competition who's going to knit more socks that month. And yeah, anyone can join. It's not about how much socks you're going to knit, it's about just taking part, but in regards between those two, they're going to have something spicy going on. So I'm going to post in my show notes the podcast where she's talking about the competition, because she created a really nice, I always say that word wrong, trailer, you know, something about them competing. Anyway, it's cool, and I'll probably make you a small note if you want to skip to that part where it actually is. Finger crossed, in a few days. So I think that's all in regards to my giveaway, because today is 31st of December, and I should probably make another video and pick a winner for my monthly hat in December. But you know, it's the 31st of December, so I'd probably be late with that. Let's leave it to the 2nd of January or something like that. Please, if you're watching, if those people who are actually interested in giveaways, this is my information to you. Alright, so I hope you enjoy your holiday season. Have a happy new year, an amazing party, and I hope to see you next year. Any interesting links to other social media stuff that you can find me or follow me, I would recommend Instagram because I'm there. Normally I post photos straight away, or YouTube. I'm also on Facebook, but I don't know. All those links down below. So I hope that's it. I hope I haven't forgot about anything. And I hope to see you next time. Bye! Which I presume is those bits here and there. Really nice. Not too much. Something is there.